George's nappy needs changing.
Okay, my turn. Sorry, gotta go. Hurricane in Brazil.
George, his nappy needs changing.
And warm your hands.
What's coming? Sorry, just going. Drought in China.
Everything okay?
I've flown around the entire world. Everyone's fine.
Because his nappy needs changing, and I don't think you've changed him once in the last month, George. George!
Sorry, earthquake in Russia.
How was Russia?
Oh, my helmet came off. I had to erase some villagers' memories, so they won't recognise me at all.
Clever, Daddy.
How do you actually erase people's memories?
Well, it's simple, really. I just press my finger to the foreheads, locate the part of the memory I want to erase, and then I give it a good thermoblast.
And that's all you have to do, just stick your finger there and that's it.
To do what?
To erase someone's memory.
What?
To erase someone's memory, you just have to stick your finger against their forehead. That's amazing.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about... George, please tell me you haven't just erased your own memory.
What?
What's your name?
George Sunday.
What's my name?
Janet Sunday. You're my wife, and this is our lovely baby Ollie.
Oh, I thought you just erased your own memory.
Don't be silly, Janet.
I know.
I'd need some sort of magic power or something.
Thermoman has been busy today rescuing...
Now, Thermoman there, he could probably erase his own memory, because he can do anything, but not me. Oh, what's the matter? Have you got a dirty nappy? Oh,
network for several days.
And we're just getting news in of flash flooding outside Luton. The emergency services are hoping that Thermoman will arrive any second to suck up the water. In fact, such is Thermoman's speed, there's some surprise he isn't already on the scene.
George, I think there's something I ought to tell you.
Won't be more, Janet. Now, let's get rid of that horrid nappy, and I'll give you a lovely bathy-wathy, so that Mammy can have a nice rest. How about that? Sorry, Janet. What did you want to tell me?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Oh, yeah, is that Mr. Ron Jones? Yeah, this is Northolt Health Centre. I got some good news for you, Mr. Jones. Do you remember a year ago we told you'd only got a year to live? Yeah, well, apparently we got the files mixed up with another Jones and you're absolutely fine. There's no need to use that kind of language, Mr. Jones. I'm giving you good news. Well, it's your own stupid fault. You shouldn't have such a common name. I wish I hadn't told you now. Talk about ungrateful.
Well, look who's here. It's the elephant woman.
Crawl back in your cheese, weevil boy.
I keep putting you out, but the garbage men won't take you.
You're only here because you're too big to flush. Kiss me.
You've been eating garlic.
I know.
I love garlic. I gotta talk to Janet.
She's in there.
Oh, hi, Arnie. What brings you here?
What's going on, Janet?
What do you mean?
Last night, flash floods in Luton, George doesn't show. Earthquake in the Pacific, George doesn't show. Floodlight failure at Old Trafford, George doesn't show. What are you keeping from me, Janet? Why are you turning away?
Because your breath stinks of garlic. He's erased his own memory. He's forgotten he's Thermoman.
Oh, my God.
He knows he's George Sunday.
So the world's lost a superhero, but still has an Irish shopkeeper in Northolt. I gotta go tell him who he is and retrain him.
You don't have to tell him now, do you?
Why shouldn't I tell him now?
Because he's happy. For the first time in his life, he's a normal father, and he's happy.
There's Daddy Duck, and Mammy Duck, and all the little baby ducks. Do you like looking at the ducks, darling?
They're okay. I prefer swings.
What did you say?
I prefer swans. They're more elegant.
I've got a talking baby.
Be with you in a moment, George. Me and Brittany, when she came on breakfast telly last week, thought I'd send her a copy for her dressing room.
This is the saddest man in England.
So, what can I do you for?
Well, Ollie here's started talking, and you being a doctor, I was just wondering if that's normal for his age.
What are you doing? You'll give us away.
Talking, eh? Yes, well, quite a few babies mutter the odd word early on. Mama, Dada. Even Tesco's is quite a common one these days. So, what did he say?
He said ducks are okay, but I prefer swans. They're more elegant.
Right. Yes, that is fairly unusual. Anything else?
Yeah, just now he said that you're the saddest man in England. Then he said, what are you doing? You'll give us away.
And, are you the only person who's heard him talking?
I think so, yes. Is that significant?
Pretty significant, I'd say.
The thing is, I was just wondering if he's advanced for his age. I mean, maybe he should be on the telly.
Well, I could certainly use this in a programme I'm preparing for next week.
On child prodigies.
More on schizophrenic psychosis and the hearing of voices.
I'm not sure he's heard any voices.
Right. Well, thank you for bringing him in, George.
That's okay. You all right, darling?
Have you gone completely mad?
He's spoken again. He's just asked me if I've gone completely mad.
Yup.
Oh, yeah, is that Mr. Don Jones? Yeah, this is North Holt Health Centre here. Do you remember a year ago you came for that checkup? We told you were absolutely fine. How are you feeling?
So, how are you and George getting on, Precious?
Great. The more we know each other, the more we just seem to love each other. I suppose that's what marriage is like. I just wish you two didn't hate him so much. He's a good man.
Yes, well, he has been pretty reasonable lately.
Yes, maybe he's not as odd as we thought.
Oh, thank you.
Janet, we've got a talking baby. He says swans are more elegant than ducks.
Oh, God, spoke too soon.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Dawkins. Janet, I've had the weirdest day.
Not now, George.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, for instance, I keep doing this huge sniff. Like this, and as soon as I've done it, I get an incredible urge to go to the toilet. But then, when I get in there, I don't want to do anything. I mean, what's going on?
I can't imagine.
And this is really weird. I was just coming down the high street just now, and, you know, I could have sworn that I could see right through people's clothes. For a second, I thought I could see inside their bodies. Oh, my God! Oh, God! What? It's happened again, Mrs. Dawkins. You're completely naked. Oh,
Come along, Stanley.
ah, you're naked too, Mr. Dawkins. That's even worse.
Goodbye, Janet. Don't call us, we won't call you.
Mind you, you don't look so bad.
What do you want to do this evening?
Well, seeing as how Ollie's asleep and I've absolutely nothing else to do, I'm all yours.
That sounds nice.
In Queensland, Australia, hundreds are preparing to flee their homes following the outbreak of a forest fire.
Oh no, those poor people.
To add to their problems, there's no sign of Thermoman coming to their rescue. The superhero hasn't been seen now for over 24 hours.
They'll cope. They've got firefighting equipment.
What makes things even worse is that they have no firefighting equipment. Along with most countries, Australia got rid of its rescue services when Thermoman rendered them redundant. Now that he's disappeared, he's left the world perilously vulnerable to disaster.
I wish he was here now. I'd have a few words to say to him.
But we're just getting news of a development in that story. Over now to our reporter live in Queensland.
Yes, just moments ago, the fire was put out by a different superhero carrying a water tower. Eyewitnesses say they've never seen this superhero before, but they think it was no more than the size of a baby. There's no knowing who or what this creature is, but it saved the people of Queensland, Australia.
I saved you this time, Dad, but not again. I'm too young to do fires.
Janet, is there something I ought to know? Thermoman.
Yes.
I'm Thermoman.
You are Thermoman, a superhero from the planet Ultron.
You can fly, you wear this helmet, and you have amazing powers.
Yeah, and you're busy mates with Luke Skywalker and the Ewoks.
Luke Skywalker?
Tyler, shut up. You'll confuse him. He thinks he's from another planet.
Yeah, whereas I am from another planet.
I'm really confused.
George, you have to believe us. You are Thermoman.
Right. I am Thermoman.
And the thing is, cuz, you still got all your powers. You just forgotten you got them. So all we gotta do is retrain you to use them properly.
Right.
So we're gonna teach you how to fly, how to melt icebergs, how to plug volcanoes.
How to tap dance.
Tyler, tap dancing isn't a superpower.
Sure, it's bloody difficult.
The thing is...
What about knitting?
Shut up! George, listen to me. We are gonna bring Thermo Man back, and everything's gonna be just fine. That's it, yeah, no, keep your hand a little bit lower, that's it. All right, you got it, boy. That's great, George. Now do it without the kid. Okay, George, here he comes. Just be stronger. You'll be better this time. Come on, boy. Boom!
And we return to our top story this morning, the somber news that a meteor has unexpectedly changed course and will now hit the Earth in 24 hours, obliterating all life on the planet. Already around the world there are scenes of mass panic on the streets, but here in Britain the Prime Minister has urged people to remain calm. He and other world leaders also made another appeal to Thermoman to reappear and save us. We'll have more on this in a moment, but now the weather.
As far as today is concerned, it should be dry and there'll be a fair amount of sunshine just about everywhere. But tomorrow, very different. It's going to be dark and we'll have winds up to 14,000 miles an hour.
What a beautiful day. And either I'm not sniffing properly or the world is absolutely fine. Hooray!
Right.
And the retraining's going really well. Arnie says if I remain calm and focused, I'll be able to start rescuing people again in about a week. That's brilliant, isn't it?
You couldn't start any sooner, like, say, 24 hours.
Why 24 hours?
Well, I think there's something you ought... What does Arnie mean, remain calm and focused?
He says that my memory's in such a delicate state that if I panic at all or get a sudden shock, I'll forget everything that I've already learned. Be back to square one.
Right.
So, what did you want to tell me?
Nothing.
Great. I wonder what Arnie's going to teach me today.
Well, and this is just a wild hunch. Maybe how to catch and throw large objects.
Interesting.
Like meteors, that kind of thing.
Could be tricky, because we'd have to find a meteor to practice on. Where are we going to find one of those?
I'll go and get Ollie.
Hey, Janet, could you imagine if there really was a meteor heading for Earth at this very second? You know, just when I've lost my memory. That'd be about the worst coincidence in the entire history of the planet. Oh, me and my warped imagination.
Where's our daughter?
There's a meteor heading towards Earth at this very moment. We want to see it before we all die.
Okay, you had a bad shock. But let's see if your memory's still intact. What do you remember?
A meteor is heading for Earth in 23 hours, and it's down to me, and me alone, to intercept it and save the entire planet.
Hallelujah.
But you'd be better off asking Thermoman, because I'm only a shopkeeper. Oh, I get it. I'm Thermoman, and I've got to stop the meteor.
Yes!
I hope I can do it.
You can do it. Let's get training.
What if I can't do it?
You'll be fine.
There's so little time.
You can do it, George.
Arnie, let me speak to him. I'm his wife. Stop whining and just do it!
Right, thanks for that. Let's do it.
Thanks, Janet.
Oh, come on. Oh, thanks for coming to say goodbye, Janet. I appreciate it.
Oh, just thought I'd stop by.
Oh, yeah, is that Mr. Ron Jones? Yeah, well, this is North Hotel Centre again. Do you remember a year ago we told you'd only got a year to live, and then a couple of days ago we said you were OK? Yeah, well, it looks like we were right the first time, doesn't it? Yeah, bye-bye. Peculiar race, the British, don't you think?
What do you mean?
Well, the world's going to end in a few hours, and...
I've come to see Dr. Crispin about my bunion.
Why? What's the point?
I need some ointment for it. I've only got enough to last this week.
You're gonna die in the morning.
So why have you come in today?
I was feeling a bit lonely. The triplets are out and the neighbours tend to avoid me. I don't know why. Besides, I wanted to see Dr. Crispin. Well, I worked with him for 12 years now, and I just wanted to tell him, you know, before we go to the great health centre in the sky, what a useless tosser he is.
Right. I'd better go in and see him.
You need to tell him he's a tosser as well, do you?
Come in, Janet, come. Terrible day.
Yep.
I've just spoken to my agent for the very last time.
Oh, you never know, it might not be.
Well, it was. I've just sacked him. Breakfast Telly cancels my show on psychosis just to make way for some end-of-the-world special, and he doesn't even put up a fight. I should have been the last face on television before Impact's not Eamon Bloody Holmes.
Well, if the worst does come to the worst, I just wanted to say goodbye. It's been a pleasure and a privilege working with you.
Thank you. It's good to be appreciated.
Yes, it is. I suppose we all need compliments at a time like this.
We certainly do. Well, thanks for coming.
Right.
Oh, there was one thing while you were here. I was wondering if you might do me a favour.
Yes, of course. What do you want me to do?
I was wondering if you'd sleep with me. It's just... I know you're going to find this rather hard to believe. It's just that I've never been with a woman, and I don't want to die like that. I mean, I've never been with a man either, obviously. In fact, I've never been with anyone. The only time I've shared my bed is when the dogs climbed in beside me. Not that we've done anything, oh God, no. So, what do you think? Oh, I know why you're staring. You're looking at me and thinking, oh, but he's gorgeous, he's a babe magnet. He must have had loads of women. But the truth is, the only thing I am is desperate. Oh, please, Janet, it won't take long. In fact, I'm so desperate it won't take any time at all.
Well, you certainly know how to turn a woman on.
You think so?
No. Piers, I'm very fond of you in an odd sort of way, but you're being ridiculous. You're asking me, a happily married woman, to betray my husband, to betray myself for a few moments of cheap, meaningless, loveless sex. Is that what you really want?
Yes.
You'll only regret it.
Not for long, we'll be dead tomorrow. Oh, please, Janet, you're the only woman I've ever wanted. You always have been.
It's very nice of you to say so, Piers, but I can't. Sorry.
Right. In that case, could you send Mrs. Raven in?
He wants to see you, Mrs. Raven. It's rather sad and tragic, really. He's just confessed to me that he's a virgin, and he doesn't want to die that way. And he was wondering if you'd spend some time with him.
He's never done it. Oh, Janet, thank you for telling me that. I can die happy now. He does sleep with his dog sometimes. Oh, God. I've got to talk to somebody about this. Daily Mirror, please.
There's a change to tonight's programmes on BBC One. We'll no longer be showing the Bruce Willis thriller Armageddon. Instead, we've got an evening of classic comedy with One Foot in the Grave, Till Death Us Do Part, and They Think It's All Over.
How fast are you flying, cuz?
I've just orbited the Earth in, no time at all.
Perfect!
Oh no, sorry, my watch has stopped. So, what do I need to do when I get up there?
You wait until the meteor's almost on top of you, then you head it into outer space.
Head it? Ernie, this is no time for joking.
Believe me, I've never been more serious. And you gotta give it a glancing header from an angle of 71.9623 degrees precisely, or you'll be dead.
I thought I was indestructible.
Normally, but you're not fully trained yet. You'll die, we'll die, the whole planet will die. And that could spell serious trouble for the whole galaxy. But hey, no pressure, George. You'll be fine.
Look who's come to see us.
Oh, darling, lovely to see you. Is George with you?
He's busy.
Even better. Sit down, darling. We were just going through a few family photos, trying to remember the happy times.
Oh, that's nice.
That's your father and I on the last night of our honeymoon.
Oh.
Your last night, you mean?
Yes, we had a bit of a row that night, so I came home a few days early. Oh, look who this is blowing out her candles. That's you on your 6th birthday.
Oh, I remember that. Dad bought those candles that keep relighting themselves.
That's right. Here he is trying to put the fire out. We had a bit of a row after that, so he stayed in a hotel for a few days.
More happy memories. Oh, that's nice. Where's that?
At Cyprus.
Oh, never seen a photo of the two of you snogging before. You look so happy and different. Especially you, Mum.
I've never been to Cyprus.
What?
What is that photo?
It's nothing.
I might have known. You and bloody Marjorie Tart.
Marjorie Tut.
That's not what we called her.
It was before we were married.
We were engaged. You said you were going to Cyprus with a chum from the Young Conservatives.
Well, she was a chum from the Young Conservatives.
Chums do not stick their hands down each other's shorts.
Mum.
I'm disgusted with you, Stanley.
It was 41 years ago.
Bye-bye, darling. I'm going to bed. And don't you try to follow me, you pig. You can sleep on the sofa.
Well, the world's going to end tomorrow.
You should have thought of that 41 years ago.
Might not be that bad, Dad. The world might not end tomorrow.
I hope it does. I can't put up with this much longer. Still, there's no way I'm going to sleep on the sofa tonight.
That's the spirit. You go up and talk to her.
I'm going to give Marjorie a ring.
Oh, no.
What?
Welcome to the End of the World Breakfast Special with me, Dr. Piers Crispin, sitting in for Eamon Holmes. Eamon and all the other presenters have chosen to spend these last few precious moments at home with friends and family. I, on the other hand,
have no friends and family.
I'm going to spend them with you, my viewers.
Right, I'm ready.
Neat. Put a microphone and an earpiece in here so we can talk. You go for it, cuz.
Judge, I want you to have this. For luck.
Thanks, Tyler. It's a cheese sandwich.
It's my lucky cheese sandwich. It has magical properties.
How can a cheese sandwich...
Just take it, George. You can always eat it on the way up.
Janet, there's something I want you to understand. I should be able to save the Earth, but if I don't get the angle exactly right, I'll die. I'm not invulnerable.
Of course you're invulnerable.
I'm not. I'm not fully trained.
Oh, George. Maybe there's some other way.
There's no other way. I've got to do it. And I can do it.
If anything should happen to you, I want you to know that I shall treasure every moment that I've spent with you.
And Janet, I want you to know that I'll treasure a lot of the moments I spent with you. Not the moments when you shouted at me or told me off. Because in those moments, you were a bit of a pain, frankly. All those other moments. All those other moments.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
And so the end draws ever closer. And in these last final moments, I'd like to share with you a poem I've composed for the occasion.
Oh dear.
Be not ashamed to shed your final tears, as on this day eternal darkness nears. But worry not, we'll meet again, In a place beyond all fear, I'm Piers Crispin, and I am always here. Wait a moment, ladies and gentlemen, wait. I'm receiving news of an extraordinary development. Thermo Man has been sighted flying towards the meteor.
Yes! Janet, Ernie, can you hear me?
We can hear you, George. Can you see the meteor?
Can I see it? I can't bloody miss it!
Just remember, you gotta come at it from the correct angle.
I'm not stupid, Ernie, I do know that. What was the angle again?
71.96423 degrees.
71 point what?
Oh no.
71.96423 degrees.
George! Forget the angle. Feel the force. Close your eyes and feel the force.
Feel the force. What the hell does that mean? It's rubbish. I'm going for the angle. I'm going to head it.
George!
And now I'm being told Thermo Man has deflected the meteor. The meteor is no longer going to hit the Earth. Oh. And I'm sure the question we're all asking is, why didn't he do that 24 hours ago and save us all that worry?
George, speak to me.
George, you okay? George!
Mummy, isn't Daddy coming back?
I'm sorry, Janet. He was a great man. A very great man.
I loved him so much. Now I'll never see him again.
I know. But we'll never forget him. Wherever he is, we'll never forget him.
Yeah. Because in a very real sense, he's still here. Still here with us now. Watching us.
I'll give it one last try. Thermo Man, can you hear me? Where are you, Thermo Man?
I can hear you fine. I'm in the kitchen.
What the hell?
You're safe, thank God you're safe. What the hell are you doing? Why didn't you tell us you were okay?
We were busy chatting. I didn't want to interrupt.
Welcome back, almighty hero.
Thank you. And the good news is I've got my memory back. All my Thermo Man memory. It must have come back when I headed the meteor.
You know what they say about a bang on the head?
Oh, looks like someone's nappy needs changing. You are so brave. So fantastic.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give you such a good time tonight.
Oh, that sounds nice. Who are you?
I'm your wife.
I don't have a wife.
Don't be stupid, George. Of course you got a wife.
Who's George? I'm Thermo Man.
Oh, no, not again. Arnie, you sort him out while I see to Arnie.
Listen, George. That crying kid is your kid, and that woman is your wife. Come on, you must remember your own family.
I will do, just as soon as she's changed his nappy.